At first glance, you might think it's just another group of so-called gym rats working on their muscles, doing reps.
On three. Woo!
But look closely. Many are in their older years, what the world terms seniors.
Let's go, let's go!
But they are not here just to pump iron. They're here to make sure their bodies are prepared if they're ever victims of an attacker.
I've been a victim of gun violence. And so knowing immediately, oh God, this is real. Like, this is the real deal.
The 50-something trainee says that moment made her aware that she had to do something to protect herself, and so began taking the classes with a friend at Fit to Fight here in Charlotte.
You can continue to be a victim and live in that victimhood, or you can learn skill sets to get out of that.
Be aware of who's around you, switch! I wanted something that was a little more geared towards what I would say is realistic self-defense and things for people of all ages. Hip and shoulder go first.
Ryan Hoover has worked with his clients for more than a decade.
Mush!
As a trainer, he knows senior participants have their own set of concerns, including staying healthy enough to defend themselves. He says that involves more than the physical side of self-defense.
The name Fit to Fight is obviously intentional. The fitness component, that's not just physically fit, but mentally and emotionally fit to be able to deal with whatever kind of life throws at us, and then the fight side, being able to physically defend ourselves if we have to.
And the statistics bear out the need to protect themselves. According to the National Council on Aging, 1 in 10 Americans aged 60 or more have experienced some form of elder abuse. The National Center for Victims of Crime says in 2015, 7 of every 1,000 victims was a woman 65 or older. 3 of every 1,000 victims were men, and only 45% of violent acts against people over 65 were ever reported to police.
They were easy to be victimized through various scams and other things, and even physically taking advantage of older citizens. Yes, it's something that's unfortunately common.
Rodney Collins recently retired as a police officer and says their concerns and those statistics are all true.
Older, there's less physical attributes that an older person would have versus a younger, so to the criminal mind, that's an easy target.
Bruce Gordon came to Charlotte from New York 20 years ago and has taken martial arts since he was a child, but says this training fits his current lifestyle and needs.
This school is more realistic for self-defense in the world the way it is today. It's not just about blocks and kicks and punches, it's the mindset and everything else. So this place is like medicine to me.
It was a good way to get exercise and you're learning how to do something. So that's what I was in for it for.
The 76-year-old Gastonian has been doing this for more than a decade, not only increasing his mobility, but learning how to defend himself and his wife. And as for his friends around him doing this,
all my friends are about my age or a few years younger, and they're all they talk about is insurance and health and how many doctor's appointments they got and how many pills they take.
I've always wanted to learn self-defense, being a woman, being of small stature, just a little bit of insurance, and I guess a little bit of confidence.
Cindy Schaefer moved to Charlotte from Pennsylvania 3 years ago. With age 60 coming up, she made her decision to increase her self-defense skills.
Before I started, I always thought that I would be one of those people who would just freeze in a situation like that. But now at least I feel like I can fight back.
Hoover sees the growth in his students and says each one moves at their own level. He also sees when they make a personal breakthrough.
That had things in their lives that happened to them, and they're gonna show up here and they're gonna leave here feeling better about themselves, and they're gonna feel stronger and more healthy.
And while the seniors are doing it for themselves, they're also serving as inspiration for that younger 50-something crowd.
The biggest thing I've gotten from training with people who are older than me, even if it's 3 to 10 years older, 20 years older, is it gives me a goal to shoot for. When I'm in my 70s, I want to still be able to do this.
And what does it mean for all of us? That life does not end when you become a senior. It turns into the life that you want to lead.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.
For Carolina Impact, I'm B. Thompson.
Thanks for watching, and if you don't want to miss any more great regional stories, please subscribe to our PBS Charlotte YouTube channel.